Hello and welcome to Lee's Carp Blog's version to the Carp Shed with the Angling Gazette and Team Catch and Release. Today I'm just going to go through a few techniques to how to mark up, how to use a marker float, how to use it effectively, and a few techniques that will help you in the future if you fish the same lake a lot, so every time you go you don't have to get the marker float out. So first of all we'll start with just the setup and what we need to use. So first of all you need you're going to use braid, which is there. I don't know if you can see it, it's quite a thin braid, but the reason we use braid is so there is no stretch in braid. It's literally you're straight on it. So as soon as you're feeling around, you are feeling every knock on the end of the rod, on the end of your marker rod. So if you're feeling for gravel, the gravel will knock around, will tap 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 as you're feeling along. So that will gravel. So in essence, what's happening is the lead is bouncing over the gravel. So you can quite be sure that that's what you're going over. If you're fishing in silt, it'll be quite a smooth drag. So it'll pull along slightly and you'll feel it smoothly going through, and then weed will get quite caught up, so you'll pull along and you'll feel a little bit of resistance and then it'll drop again, pull along, feel a little bit of resistance and it'll drop. Now another little technique, that when you know that you're fishing in weed and you're trying to find clear spots in the weed, people put the lead on about a foot boom. So then what happens is the boom will sit on the lake bed and the float will be a foot up already, which then keeps the float free from the weed, and then you know that you're not going to get caught up. You can feel the weed, and then when you feel like a clear spot, you might have a little bit of gravel, you might have a little bit of silt, nice and clear, then your float is free to come back up. But that's what you're feeling for. But just a quick lesson of how to set your marker float up. First of all, marker float. This one's from Avid, but there's loads are out. You want quite a high vis marker float, because one, if you're fishing at range you can see it. Then if it's at dusk, if it's bright, people use black. If it's bright, but then if it's getting dusk, you can use orange or you can use yellow. Anything that you can see. Then next you have a buffer bead, which then protects your marker float from the lead as it's sliding down, and then your lead, which I've got a 4-ounce lead on here. It's free running, so it moves up and down, so this allows you to mark. So what happens is you cast in, you feel around, you pull up tight, so then your marker float is tight like that, then you let off line at a foot at a time and your marker float goes up and your lead stays at the bottom exactly where you want to be, and then your marker float will show at whatever foot or depth that you're fishing to. So yeah, a few things that you can do to help you if you're fishing a swim that you fish quite a lot and you've marked it, then you go back next time and you think, oh god, where was that position, I'll try again. You can start by writing yourself a little bit of a fishing bible. So this is a fishing bible at Swim 20. It's a very dodgy diagram, but it helps. So this was from Swim 20, and then you can, I don't know if you can see, Swim 20, I've got a gravel bar that I looked at going, and then I've got 8 foot, and then I've got 5 foot, 3 foot, 2 foot. So then that tells me that I was casting from the edge of the platform, and I know that 80 yards out I've got a gravel bar. So how do you, you've marked it up, you found out you've got a gravel bar, you want to fish the gravel bar, which is lovely on the first session because you can put your marker float up, you can clip up your rods, cast out, and then you're happy. But what happens if you go there the next time and you want to fish Swim 20 again, and you don't have to get the marker float out because you've done all the work the next day if you use all this diagram. Now there's a few techniques that you can do. If you know that at 80 yards out you've got the gravel bar and then the gravel bar then goes to 95, you can use a few techniques so you know that without even using the marker float, you're on the bar. And there's a few things you can do. You can walk out your lines, pace out 85 foot. You can use the measuring sticks, which Signet do. You can wrap, so you can write down, right, swim 20 from the front of the boom is 10 wraps, and then you can just get up, sit there, do your wraps, and then walk along, and then cast out to the spot. Another technique which we've just come across is there's a new app called iFish Locator, and they've got a target distance line length that you can do. So in essence, you start at the end of your rod, you put in the target distance, press start, walk out with your lines, walk out, and if it's at 90 yards, it will tell you when you're at 90 yards. So it's a very good new app that will help you in the future. So yeah, that will help you. It's always good to write down. It's always good to just get a little bit of more information for you personally about the swims that you're fishing. Whether that be at the beginning, if you're on a long session with 48 hours, it is worth having a little bit of a splash about with the marker float, as again, feeling for gravel, feeling for weed, feeling for silt. So yeah, that's the best thing I can suggest, is literally just write it all down, and then when you go back, you don't have to get the marker float out. You've got your lengths, you've got your distances that you're fishing at, you know what's out there. And then once you keep on doing this, you'll have a good back catalogue of everything that you need to do. Yeah, so that was in essence the marker floating. I hope it was quite informative of everything that you need to do. It's quite a simple technique, but then can be quite tricky once you've got all your information, using that information. So just remember to write all your information down, get all the information, and then you can work from that. You can build yourself a little back catalogue, as I said earlier, and then you'll be able to get fishing quicker and disturb your swim less, just by using different techniques of marking out your line. As I said, with the Signet sticks, that you can do the wraps across, you can write down how many wraps it is. You can use the new iFish Locator app where you can walk your lines out, knowing that you're going to be quite accurate by putting in your target length in, whether it be yards and meters. You can change that all on the app. So yeah, that was marker floating. If there's anything that you think I've missed or you don't agree with, you can always comment underneath on the Angling Gazette page, and I'll see if I agree with you, or if I can come up with a logical answer. So yeah, that was marker floating. Just a few more things. A little word of congratulations to a team member of Team Catch and Release, Bear. He's just recently come a grandfather again for the second time. I saw on Twitter earlier. So congratulations. Congratulations to Mrs. Bear as well, the famous Mrs. Bear. She, yeah, so congratulations to your family. Hope it goes well. Just a little bit more, just follow us on Twitter. Always comment below, tell us what you think, see what you're happy with. And yeah, it's going to do the Team Catch and Release thumbs up, and until next time, I'm Lee's Carp Blog, and I'll catch up with you very soon.